Hey everyone, and welcome to part 1 of lesson 1 of Jay's colorization class. You all had to do this Taylor Swift colorization and probably thought I was horrible for making you do it, but fear not because I did it too, so I feel your pain. It definitely wasn't too easy to do. I am not going to go over exactly how to do everything that I'm doing right here. Most of you already know it, and if you don't, I have another video tutorial that pretty much explains the same thing. This is more kind of just so you can compare to how you're doing it and get an idea of how I go about doing things, to give you an idea about how you can maybe do something differently. Or not, that's up to you. I want to talk about specifically stuff that I mentioned to you guys, recurring things that were, I don't want to say issues, but things that weren't as strong as they could be. One of those things was hair, obviously, and my hair doing in this is by no means perfect because it's really hard. A few things, as you can see that I'm doing here with the hair, your best friends for this are the soft brush, the smudge tool, and the eraser on opacity. So once you put color down, and it's like not really fitting in it, use the smudge tool to kind of like soften the fade transition, and also use the eraser tool on different opacities to kind of thin out areas or like also help with the fade. Another thing was some people struggled with was the hair over the lips, so make sure that you like really zoom in there, and you'll see when I do the lips here that like I make sure that I follow the lines of the hair and I don't just put the color over top of the hair. So that would help. That'll help kind of fade it a lot nicer so it doesn't look like her lipstick is over top of her hair, which wouldn't really make sense. I don't like the color I ended up with for her hair. I think a lot of you had way better hair color than I ended up with. So don't really pay attention to that part. Another thing that I mentioned for a few of you was that your image felt kind of like two tones. Like you had the skin and the hair was pretty much the same color, and then the shirt and the background and the eyes were also another color. So when you're doing that, make sure that even if you want her shirt to be green and you want the background to be green, that there's enough variation between those two so that it doesn't feel like it's a continuation. Same with doing the hair and the skin. You want to make sure that there's enough of a difference so that it doesn't look like orange hair on orange skin, because that makes the image feel incomplete. It makes it look less realistic if you're not varying the colors enough. If you ever look at a real image and like zoom in and look at the pixels, you'll see that it's not one solid color. There's a bunch of different colors that go into making it up. So doing colorizations, obviously you're not going to spend all that time to go in and change all those colors, but you need to do enough of a difference so it gives that illusion that it's not all, that you're not making it out of 3 colors. So definitely make sure that you're paying attention to that when you're colorizing something. Because you can see with mine, I have a bluish background and a blue shirt, but they're 2 different blues, so it doesn't feel like it's merging one into the other. But yeah, so just make sure, like for your hair, that you're using, when it's a soft fade from the hair to the background or flyaways, that you're not getting that hard edge where you can, like, it should be feeling kind of fading. And also doing filters at the end is a great way to kind of, if your coloring's off, it's a good way to change it and mess it around so that it feels more like one complete picture and not that you were just throwing different colors together. And that is my advice for now. I hope that helps.